here, and today I will tell you how to choose which MacBook is the right one for you. I'm currently looking to get my first ever MacBook, but the issue is that I'm not sure exactly what I want. MacBooks became so capable, so powerful since Apple started with their M chip series that nowadays people might be confused like which one is the right for me, like how can I choose the right one when there's so many options? Like it's literally a powerful machine, but at the same time, will I even use all this power that it offers? Or I might just, waste a lot of money on something that I'm not gonna use and that I'm gonna regret it. Like it's a great machine, but honestly, is it worth the money for what I'm doing every single day? Probably not. So let's start with this guy. First, I want to say that I'm only talking about the MacBooks, aka the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. So if you're looking at anything outside the macOS, I have heard great news about Dell laptops. They're amazing. My first and second laptop, aka the current one that I'm using, are Lenovo, and I've never experienced a single issue with this. It's also a good laptop brand. So if you're not into macOS and Apple, there are other options that you can get for a great laptop and great prices. Also, screen real estate like storage, RAM, pretty much everything that you need. So figure out what you need and go shopping. The first and probably the most important things when people are getting a laptop, specifically a MacBook, is the price. Because yes, MacBooks are expensive, but this also represents the capability and the power that these MacBooks have. So we already have the M4 MacBooks, talking about the Air and the Pro. Cross the fingers, but I believe in October we might even get M5 if we don't get surprised at the WWDC. So what you have to say is, if you want a good MacBook, start from the M chips. I really think that you will realize the great performance, especially if you're coming from Intel. I'm not saying that Intel MacBooks are not great, no they are, but I feel like nowadays Apple is prioritizing their M1 series, so I do have to say that if you're looking for MacBook, definitely start with the M series. And now, which is the cheaper deals? I believe that if you get MacBook Pro or Air, M1 or M2, you not be sorry. Like yes, now we have M4 compared to the M1, it's a lot more powerful, but I do have to admit M1 is still a great laptop. And I do have to say that now they're even cheaper deals. I'm gonna pop a picture here. This is from Amazon, so pretty much you can get an M1 MacBook Pro for a little over than $1,500. So I do have to say that for 1 TB, this is a great price compared to what MacBooks can cost right now. So if you want a good laptop, good performance, battery life, yeah, this is an option for you. Personally, I'm looking for the Pros mostly because they have a little bit more ports compared to the Air. On my current laptop that I have, I never use the SSD card slot or the HDMI cable, to be honest. But I do have to say that if I don't have them, I feel like this is what I'm gonna need them the most. But if you're looking for a laptop on a budget, definitely try with the M1 or the M2 Air or Pro. You're not gonna be sorry. People, when they're buying a MacBook, is the storage. How much storage is good enough for you? So here's the thing: the MacBook Air can go from 256 to 2 TB. The MacBook Pro can go from 512 to 8 TB. So it really depends on what you're doing. So for example, if you're watching movies, browsing on the internet, playing silly games online, 256 will be more than enough for you for your needs. Also, more storage affects the price. This is a well-known fact. But if you're doing more hard intensive processing, maybe you should try to 1 TB to go, or maybe even higher, depending on what you're doing. Of course, when you're editing, you can always use an external drive, but when it comes to me, I just like to have no cables around, just to be simple and clean, and to only use the MacBook or the current laptop that I have. So definitely have to say my ideal storage for me will be 2 TB. The current laptop that I have is 1 TB, and I have to say my disk D is full like 1/3. I haven't fulfill that much of it with information and stuff like this, but mostly I like to keep my stuff on my desktop, so definitely this is an important storage space. So 512 will be enough if you have a little bit of projects, doing simple things, not high intensive processing things. If you're trying to game, like use your MacBook as a gaming machine, definitely you should expand the storage. First of all, like high quality graphics, performance, also each game takes some storage, so I have to admit that this is also a crucial thing. If you're coding, like this is what I'm gonna use my MacBook for compared to the current one. Yes, I still have some projects keeping around. Usually when I delete something, I delete it just to have more space, but I do have to say that if I'm doing like more in-depth projects which are larger, take more space, I definitely will need to have more storage, and this is what I'm looking for. But to say it, shortly, simply, like the storage depends on your needs. Check what you're gonna do, consider how much storage you need, and then make your choice. When it comes to battery life, all the MacBooks are great. The M1 16-inch can go up to 21 hours of battery. Let's not forget the fact that actually we're sleeping throughout the night. So the newest one can go up to 24 hours of battery life. And I don't think there is a single person who uses 24 hours straight, except if you're not doing a test or try to prove like how long can the battery life will be. Of course, it also depends on the activities that you're doing, because this might be 24 hours of video playback, but if you're doing projects, if you're working, of course the battery might be down a little bit slow. But I do have to say, I know people who still have the M1 MacBook Pro, and I have to say the battery life, it's a great thing. They had a single complaint about it. They say that it's so good that they barely charge it like once every 1 or 2 days, because they just don't use it that often as well. But I do have to say, for battery life, no matter which one of the MacBooks you get, you'll never be disappointed. We have 4 generations of the M chips. We have the M1, the M2, the M3, and the M4. Of course, there is M4 Pro, M4 Ultra, we have the Max chips as well. So which chip is the right for you? Again, this is based on your daily activities and what will you be using your laptop for, because each MacBook with each of the M chips is more powerful than its the predecessor. Of course, if you watch the Apple statistic, they'll say the M3 is 1.3 times faster or 2 times faster than the M1. They don't compare it with the M2 because they are very similar. So the M4 and the M3 both have up to 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU. They have up to 128 gigs of unified memory, up to 8 terabytes, and the M4 can go up to 24 hours of battery life, while the M3 can go up to 22 hours of battery life. This is on the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Of course, the M1 and the M2 are slightly less powerful. This is 10-core CPU. We have also 32-core GPU. We have 64 gigs unified memory. This is for the M1, and we have 12-core CPU to 38-core GPU and to 96 gigabytes unified memory. When it comes to the M2, the battery life of the M2 is 22 hours, and on the M1 is 21 hours. But again, like, your daily activities define the power that you need. Of course, if you want to transform this into a gaming laptop, even though such laptops exist, you will need more power. Even when M5 comes, they will still compare with the M3, the M2, and people will like, do I even need M1 at this point? I say yes, M1 is still a great laptop. So if you're on a budget and you think that maybe you don't need the best of the best, the M1 MacBook Pro definitely will be your best choice. Another thing is which MacBook to choose, the Air or the Pro. And I have to say that before there was significant difference between the Air and the Pro, and you can really recommend the Pro if you are playing video games, high intensive processing, editing, a lot of coding projects. The Pro is the way to go. The Air is for the simple tasks. Now, Apple made the Air so powerful that yes, there is a difference between the Air and the Pro, but most of the things that you are doing, you can also do on the Air, not only on the Pro. Of course, the Pro still has some features, a little bit more ports. There are differences, but the similarities became quite a lot, and now it's hard to tell like, which one is better, the Air or the Pro. And I will say yes, if you want to save a little bit, the Air is your way to go. Honestly, with the M4 chip now became so powerful that if you compare M1 Pro and M4 Air, maybe the M4 Air actually will be the way to go. Even if you go with M3 Air, have to say game changer. So all of this, choosing which MacBook is right for you when it comes to battery life, specifications, like storage, which screen real estate, like size you want, it really mostly depends on your needs and on your budget. So whatever of the M chip MacBooks you choose, you won't regret it. So that will be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below if you have a MacBook, which one it is, and are you glad that you have it, or you regret buying it? Are you happy with its performance, or do you have used it so much that now it's drained out and you think it's time for a change? I would love to hear your opinions. Personally, I'm looking for the MacBook Pro, but will I end up getting it or not? I'm still in making decisions because I know they're still like on the pricier side, and I kind of know what I want, so I'll really have to choose which chip I want, because this is the thing that is evaluating the price for me. and I really want to look up for a price range. I'm not having like the lowest budget ever, but I do have to say that I don't want to spend all my money on a single machine. But also the other key thing for me is when I'm buying one, I don't want to change it like after 2 to 3 years. I just want to keep it for like at least 4 or 5. The current laptop that I have lasted me 5 years. I got it in 2020 May, so literally it will make like 5 years this May, and I have to say that it has been with me through thick and thin, so I expect the same performance, same durability, like battery life for my next laptop when I get it. But that was the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please smash that like button, aka like this video, share it with friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell so you be notified whenever I post videos, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!